Mind parasites, that's a term that is used by the Native Americans, and they're called Wetiko, entities on the dark side. They invade the mind with thoughts that are not your own thoughts. I think all of us are affected by this on the planet. But they are actually conscious, living beings. They invade the mind, they insert negative thoughts, and they feed off of our negative energy. So they have to fool us into feeling negative, into feeling anxious or nervous, sad, insecure. But these entities will trick you into this so that they can feed off of it. I was plagued by these dark side entities from a young child until I was an adult. And that's because I had a very, very bad childhood growing up, and it was very abusive and torturous. So that made me vulnerable, that when someone is abused, either physically, mentally, or emotionally, that opens up the door for these entities to jump right in. Also, there are certain drugs that are a catalyst for bringing them in. My co-author for my book says that the methamphetamines are the door that opens up. He thinks that that's the worst drug that there is for opening up the door for these entities to come in. Alcohol will do it too, and so a lot of alcoholics are plagued with these things, and they're treated on the physical realm. They're not treated on the spiritual realm, so that makes it harder for them to get over their addiction. Anyway, so I grew up with these things, and at the time I didn't know what they were. I knew they weren't me for some reason. I don't know how I knew, but I just knew they weren't me because they were, the thoughts that came into my mind weren't anything like what I would think, even as a child. So then when I became an adult and old enough to do some research into what these were, because I went back and forth between they're not me, or there's something wrong with me, or something's wrong with my brain. I didn't know what it was, and I wanted to solve that problem. So I started researching, and I studied up on the brain to find out how it works. And that was real interesting, very interesting, as a matter of fact, but it didn't answer my questions. So then I started diving into self-help books, and they didn't really approach the problem. And then I don't know, I just went with, okay, these are not me, and I don't know what they are, but they seem to be alive, they seem to be conscious, they seem to be able to read my mind, they